So this is a presentation about drug and alcohol abuse. First, we'll go over the negative effects. Physically, risk of death and injury increases because you're more likely to have an accident and something like that. Mentally, it affects your ability to make decisions and it leads to addiction. Socially, it leads to social isolation. You lose relationship with people in favor of your drugs. And emotionally, an individual may feel more depressed, anxious, or sad. Emotions are overall magnified. These are the facts and statistics. When high or intoxicated, an individual is unable or less likely to recognize risky behavior. Drugs release dopamine in the head, and when you're doing drugs, it releases too much dopamine. It kind of screws up the system in your brain, so all you want to do is get high so you can have a dopamine release. Marijuana has a lot of THC, and THC is something that can lead to some hallucinations and bad stuff like that. You can imagine a lot of things. And now we'll go over the statistics. 23% of drug abuse patients are in for alcohol, 17% are in for marijuana, and 14% are in for heroin. Overusage of tobacco costs the United States $300 billion each year through healthcare costs and other things. Annually, there are over 35,000 preventable deaths from pharmaceutical drugs. But what are the solutions to all these problems? Marijuana is legalized in Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, and the District of Columbia. These are the laws. Narcotics, hallucinogens, stimulants, depressants, and other drugs are illegal. Selling drugs leads to either 3, 6, or 9 years in prison, depending on the offense. Here are some programs about drugs. The Drug Enforcement Agency. The DEA enforces all the drug laws. They try to stop the flow of drugs. There are a lot of drug rehabilitation programs around the country, including the National Institute of Drug Abuse, or drugabuse.gov. Also, the Blackburn Center for Prevention of Drug Abuse is an organization that tries to prevent drug abuse. But here are some ideas to help stop drug abuse. My idea is to form a small area of Alaska where we send all of the drug abusers. Once the drug abusers are there, we arrest everyone in there. That way, the drug abusers are gone. We can support this idea by emailing the Pennsylvania governor to try to get him to support the idea. Another idea is to rehabilitate drug criminals so they don't go into prison again and again. We can do this by sending mail to the White House. The third idea is to secure borders to stop the flow of drugs. To do this, you could move to Texas and help build the border wall. We should also expand the Drug Enforcement Agency to prevent more drug abuse. You can do this by asking our state representative to help support the DEA. And here are the works cited.